All right, guys, I'm gonna teach you how to make your Border Morris ankle bells. Not really ankle bells, calf bells. First things I'm going to do is measure the length of my calf. Mine is at 16. So you'll notice here in my bells, I've got a loop end and I've got the tying end. So when you are done with them, they will tie a loop here. So let me kind of show you how that works. When you tie them on, see how when I get it done, it's like right here at the end, right at the end of the loop, and right at the end of the tie. So you'll tie them on just like that with a bow on the outside of your leg. So you don't want them on the inside, so make sure then when you tie them on, it's on the outside. Okay, so remember the measurement. I had 16 for my round around my calf measurement. So right here, if you look at my braiding with the bells, it's about 14 inches long. So mine was 16, so I have 2 inches for tying my bells on. You want them to be a little bit shorter than your long measurement. If it's too long, then they just fall off of you. So with that in mind, you guys will have a sample to use at your school so that you can make sure you kind of get a good idea here. So basically, with my ties, I'm at 28 inches. So I know I'm going to go ahead now and start creating with my jute my stuff now. So I was saying it was 29 inches. So you're going to want to measure this 29 inches 4 times, okay? There we go. So I just bent that in half. So there's 2. Here's 3. Here's 4. So I have 4 strings here. And now I'm going to cut that. Kitty, stop. Yes, I have lots of help when I make these. All right. So now I've got the 4 strings. If you notice, looky, we've got the loop right here. So what I'm going to do here, this is where I'm going to start off with the end, like on here. So you have the 2 loops. So now I'm going to take this, going to wrap it, and this will be my starting point of my, okay, so there's my loops. All right, I find it's easiest if I take a safety pin. I am now going to pin this to my pants so I can start braiding. Actually, I'm going to do this a little bit lower. Okay. Kiki, go. All right, so you look here, I'm gonna start braiding down and then I'm gonna start adding bells. You will get 4 large bells and you will get 4 small bells. Let me make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so each thing will have, sorry, I miscounted it, 4 of each, okay? So, oh yeah, one little thing. So after you make your little loopity-loop there, you're gonna cut this end. So now you have all these end pieces here. So I'm going to start braiding just like, you braid hair. I'm gonna take a outer one and an inner one, and I'm just gonna start braiding like I would braid hair. I have an outer one with the middle one. So there's always going to be this one of them. Whoops, I'm going too fast here. So roughly, I'm going to do a couple braids down on one of the singles, I'm going to add a bell. And I will just alternate between bells. And I forgot about a little tip here, which I will go get some tape in a minute. It is easier to take like some tape. I might have to go get it now. Go ahead and hit pause. All right, tape. So just regular Scotch tape. I've already done these 3 ends. So basically what I'm doing is I'm making it so it doesn't fray when you start to feed these through the bells. So basically I'm just maybe an inch-ish, 3/4 of an inch to an inch long. I take this tape, there's the end of the jute. And so if you notice, there's a way that it unravels and there's a way it ravels. So when you're rolling it, you want to roll it so you're not unraveling it. So when you're twisting this on, you're gonna want to twist it with the twist, if that, hopefully that kind of makes sense on that. So I put the tape on. All right, so I'm gonna start twisting it on, but I'm twisting with the twist. So I'm not twisting against it, but with it. So now it stays nice and tight. See how it stays nice and tight? And then I have this little end piece right here that it'll help me feed through the bell. All right, so all 4 ends, make sure to do that on, okay? All right, so now we're gonna start adding the bells on. So I am now going to add on a big bell. So now I just slide that through, just like that, and bring that on to my jute. You'll slide that up, and while you're doing this, you're gonna, first little bit, it's gonna be just a little bit rough, but you're gonna wanna try to keep it as tight as possible because you don't want it to start to come unraveled, okay? All right, so now just continue braiding. We're gonna do some more braids. We'll probably go down, I roughly did anywhere from 1 inch to 2 inches between each bell in between. So I'll just continue alternating. And while I braid, I sometimes will grab 2 strands, 1 strand, but I just keep on just like a regular braid. So now I'm back to 2 here. Folding that one over, braiding. Okay, it's getting close to adding on another bell. Yeah, let's go ahead and add on another bell now. I'm going to add it on this single strand right here. So I'm going to add on a small bell. So I just slid that through, pull that through. And then continue braiding. So remember my measurement. I was at 16. Okay, so if you've got a tape measure, you can kind of measure, see where you're at. See right here, I'm about 5.5. I still have that many bells to put on. So 16 is my length. So I'm gonna go ahead and just continue braiding. And once we get to the end, I'll show you what else we do. Okay, so we've got them all on here. Remember my measurement, 16, and I'm taking it off by roughly 2 inches, okay? So see how I'm here at 14. All right, so what I'm gonna do now, see how I have 4 of these. I'm gonna take 2 of them, and I'm going to tie it off here on the end. So you're gonna wanna keep 2 of them long, and then the other 2, I'm going to come into here. And I'm, but be careful not to pull too tight. You need to pull tight, but not too tight. Okay. So I just tied it off. Just right now, it's just a simple little, like a shoe tie right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and tie it into a knot. and I just wrap it a couple times. And actually I've done, what else I'll go ahead and have you do is just tie a knot with the other, so it kind of creates this nice secure end. Okay, so there. Now we just kind of tied all of them together, so it's just this one secure end. And to make it easy, I just go ahead and, if you have some hot glue, I just drop some hot glue in here. As it cools down to where you can touch it, I then push the hot glue into the fibers, and what that will do is make it so that this doesn't come untied while you're dancing. So that way it's more secure and permanent. So that will be your last thing you'll do, is add the glue in, but don't do it yet. Wait till you size it, because if you need to add a little bit more braiding on, you can still do that. So let's go ahead, and before I cut, I'm gonna make sure these fit nice around me. And right now I have 4 of these, and honestly, if you wanna just keep all 4, that's totally cool. For me, it's just easier to tie 2 off instead of 4. So you'll go ahead and put it through this loopity-loop. And so see, like when I go to tie this, see how it fits nice. It's not too tight against my calf. Doesn't feel like it's gonna go to sleep, but they now are secure and I don't have to worry about it falling off. The last touch that you do, you're gonna take broadcloth, you're going to snip it, you're gonna rip it, and then you're just gonna tie it on in a knot in between these bows, or the bells. See how I tied these in between the bells? So I just take some broadcloth, and that just adds in a little flare. If it fits, go ahead, add in the glue, and then it's totally up to you. You can cut 2 of these off, so you only have 2 strings you have to deal with. So that is how you make your Border Morris leg chains. So, and like I said, put glue in there. This will keep it from coming undone. Okay, enjoy.